Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. This is part 2 of the Squid Game tutorial series and this is going to be a good one. So in the first episode we actually did some environment design and in this one we're actually going to focus on a little bit of character functionality. So we're going to actually do two things in this video today. One is on screen now, we're going to switch between the first and third person camera, which we did yesterday on the channel, but also we're actually going to add a slow motion effect. So in the series of Squid Game, there is a scene where the player crosses the finish line and it goes in slow motion and it looks really cool and like cinematic. Basically, I'm going to show you how to do that today with the click of a button. And also, we can change it so that when the player crosses the finish line in game, we don't have to press a button and we can just do it anyway. So yeah, let's get started. So right now we only have a TPC, which is third person camera. So what we actually need to do, we need to duplicate this and add a FPC for first person camera. You probably are better off renaming it to actually like third person camera. It makes it a little bit easier, but you know, make sure the duplicated camera, the FPC, is parented to the mesh. That's what we need because we need to connect it to the head bone of the skeletal mesh. So if we just go here and search for head, there we go. Now it is parented to the head, but the location and rotation isn't correct, so we're going to reset them and then we're just going to change some values here. So I'm going to change it here to -90 and here just to 90, just like this. Now we have the rotation correct. We can actually turn off real time and just kind of move it into place. I usually put the center dot on the nose of the character, but it kind of messes up when you look up and down in game, so let's just move it forward a little bit. I'm going to use a value of something like this, maybe like 0, 23 and 0 for the location, and then it's got to be -90, 0 and 90 for the rotation. Scale is always 0. And that is for the first person camera. Next we just want to check use pawn control rotation on the first person camera, and we're going to disable auto activate. So what we've just done there, we've fixed the rotation for the first person camera because it will like morph through the body, and auto activate because we don't want to start with the first person camera, we want to start on the third person camera. So make sure auto activate is enabled on the third person camera, the TPC. And that is exactly why you should rename your cameras instead of just going TPC, FPC, whatever. Okay, next add a map in. So we're going to go to IMC, click the plus, click the drop down, input action, and rename this to IA_camera switch, just like this. That was a bit fast, so yeah, just go to your IMC, add a new map in, and just assign a key just like I did here. Now we can click save, close out of that, and don't worry about this P flip-flop stuff in the middle. We won't be using that anyway, we're just going to delete this in a second. Now I'm going to call the IA camera switch, and we will be deleting this, so don't worry about that. Okay, so out of triggered, we need to get a branch, and then out of the branch, we're going to drag the TPC, the third person camera, and get is active. And that is going to be the condition for our branch. So we're checking, when we press the button, is the third person camera active? And if it is, we'll do the true. If not, we'll do the false. So essentially what we're doing is we're going to set the first person camera as active if the third person is already active, and vice versa. So let's get the first person camera and set active and connect that up to the true. So if we're already using the third person camera, we're now going to set it to the first person camera when we press the button. When we do that, we also need to deactivate the third person camera. So let's just do that. Set active and leave it unchecked, connect it up just like this. Now we can copy all this. So let's copy and press Control D on your keyboard or Control C and then Control V. That'll either duplicate it or copy and paste it. Okay, sweet. So we hooked it up to false, and that's basically going to be our little flip-flop. So let's just select TPC and set it to new active. Make sure you do that. So you want it to like be the opposite basically. Now if we click play and press P on our keyboard, which was our input action mapping, it glitches out, and that is because we've got it in triggered and not in started. So if we just hold control, drag it down into started, here we go. Now we are cooking. we have the first person camera into the third person camera, but we have this glitch. So next, when we're using the first person camera, we want to actually fix this little glitch, okay? Okay, so it's only going to take one node to fix this glitchy camera, and that is the set use control rotation, yaw. And we're going to plug that into after this set active, and this one, we're going to duplicate it and plug it into the second one, just like this. So for true, it's going to be true, false, it's going to be false. And now if we play and go back to our first person, the camera is working perfectly. We do get a little bit of clipping, but we'll fix that by just dragging the camera back. Sweet. Let's move on and let's do this slow motion effect. And this is probably going to take about 3 nodes also, but it's extremely, extremely effective and it makes your game look amazing. Okay, here's a little trick, right? So if we just select everything, right click, and then collapse the nodes, we can actually collapse these nodes into like a super node sort of thing, like a container. And this will basically just keep us like nice and tidy. It's just a bit of housekeeping, and it's very important when developing a game. It's so important that you just don't really get like spaghetti code everywhere. So what I'll do now, so you don't get confused by all the nodes, I'm gonna do this for every single one of these, clean it up, just collapse them all and give them a name, and I'll fast forward. Right, okay, so I'm back and I've just right clicked in the event graph and I'm gonna search for global time dilation, and we don't want the get, we actually want the set one. So let's just search for set global time dilation, just like this. And this is going to be how we create this slow-mo effect. So next we need an input mapping. We're going to do the same as before. Go to the IMC, click the plus, click the drop down, input action, and then IA, maybe slow-mo or something like that. Let's just, yeah, slow motion, that'll do. Then we click the drop down again to assign a key, click on the little keyboard, and I'm going to use middle mouse button. So now, when we press the middle mouse button, we'll basically slow down the time. So right click, IA slow motion, just like this. Click the drop down, out of started. We're going to set the global time dilation. So let's just set it to 0.1. And then let's copy this. I'll duplicate it, and we're just going to plug this into completed like this, and we're just going to set it back to 1. That is as simple as it gets, and this is just for like how many nodes this is. It's just such an amazing little trick. Like, look at that, it looks amazing. And it even works in the first person mode as well. Right, okay, so next what we're going to do, we're going to set up a sprinting and stamina system. So originally, when we spawn in with this player, I don't want you to be able to run. I want like the player to be walking by default, right? So we're going to make sure that the player is walking by default by setting the walk speed to something really low. And then when we press shift and go forward, we're going to use up stamina and sprint. So we'll set that up in the next episode, which will be out in a couple of days. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something new. I'll catch you later. Peace.